Hello everyone, this is White Wolf, and I wanted to do this impromptu and talk about seeing ourselves as energy, seeing ourselves as the source of energy, generating the source field of creation and igniting that electromagnetic kinetic source energy that is inside of ourselves that wants to redefine and redesign and align yourself to being the architect of your life. So I want you guys to see yourselves as energy, as God source energy, seeing yourself as a God of creation, of manifestation, and also knowing that you're the one who projects all of the appearances into the space of awareness, into the light of awareness, but also initiating the relationships and the experiences that you have on this earth plane. So one of the things I wanted to talk about is that you have the positioning. You are positionless. You are the appearance of everything. You're the experience of consciousness itself. So if you're the manifestation of life, then that means you have the ability to pick and choose your manifestations, but also pick your state of being, and also to be able to dissect and discern and to understand what it means to really operate at that level of consciousness, but also to be a co-creator of creation and to understand that you are energy itself. So you're the energy and the allowance of that realization that you're here to be bold, that you're here to take chances, but you're also here to stretch yourself out, to expand out of your comfort zone, and also not allow yourself to give in to distortions, triggers, and feeling powerless or feeling a sense of lack. So whenever we do this as humans, we don't allow ourselves to see the power that is there, and then we just know the power, and then we go with it, and we know that it's true, and we don't have to try to justify it or try to put a definition or a concept or try to love it more or forgive it more. We allow ourselves to be the empowerment before the motivation, and even past the motivation of that said idea of what it means to be powerful. So when we see ourselves as energy, we see ourselves as the Almighty. We see ourselves as being powerful. So you can teleport into any manifestation that you've ever created. You can experience everything that you've experienced because you've already been there, but it's time to initiate that parallel reality and to draw the parallel reality towards you, because we are a magnetic force of kinetic source energy. So we're just changing the polarities. We're charging the batteries that have been left uncharged, that have been left to the side. So now that we're charging our batteries up and we're finally initiating that frequency and seeing like, okay, if I don't want to do this said thing, then why does it bring me discomfort? Why does it bring me a challenge or something I have to be looking at or being reflected as? Because everything is a reflection of God and reflecting your source of energy, reflecting your catalyst, your lessons, your ways that you go about relationships. It's everything, the way that you perceive every single moment. So you have to stay grounded and centered at all times, because to be powerful is to see yourself as energy, to see yourself as the non-physical, and to see yourself not being an object, not being a subject to object relationship, but it's having that vibrational relationship and having more devotion and surrender to that state of being that you want to be at all the time. So when you allow yourself to generate a source of energy and you allow yourself to see yourself as energy, you allow yourself to reverse reflections. And then as you reverse those reflections, you allow them to come into balance, and you allow yourself to obtain free will and to clear a distortion or clear a past lifetime or heal a lot of different karma. But also, when we're healing resistance, sometimes we're being forced to do something or being nudged to do something. We're being nudged to change the frequency that is there, to change the way that we're going about it, but also to embrace change itself and embrace the energy of shifting into another parallel reality. So when we do this, it sometimes feels like the world's against us, but the world's actually working for us. It's actually working for our benefit, but it's working to mold our character and build the maturation of the soul. So we have to have a transmutation of the soul, and then we have a transfiguration to where we become dazzling white light, and we allow ourselves to see what really truth is, and embodying that truth and not questioning it and not letting go of our faith, letting go of who we are, or losing sight of what we are. Be around my partner and be the best partner that I can be. So it's like, it's seeing yourself in such a different light. It's seeing yourself at a different vantage point, but also a different perspective. And then when you allow yourself to see yourself in that different perspective, you're a much better partner. You're more fulfilled. You're more wealthy. You're more self as energy is realizing that you're letting go of the physical focus. You're letting go of what you think you are, of how you perceive yourself, but also how you go about life and how you want to carry yourself and set an example for this new age that we're coming into. So we're coming into this new age of prophets, of light workers, of other people that have gifts that want to bless people, but also make people feel comfortable again. Because for a long time, we've had like so many things in life try to program us in a way that is negative, in a way that's distorted. So now we have to forget everything that we were taught, and then now we have this new state of being, and we have this new way, and we have this new path that is laid for us. So it's just changing your programming, but it's also changing the way you experience life, but also that you can experience life instead of life experiencing you. And I know that sounds like I'm, being a fool. But it's true, because most people have their way with them instead of having your way with life. And I think that's what's beautiful, and it changes the frequency. It changes the narrative and the themes and the topics that go on within your reality and within your life. So if you don't like the book, if you don't like the set of lines, you get to pick and choose what movies you want to do as reality. So if you don't like that script, if you don't like what you wrote, you can crumble it up and then try again, and then do it again, and then go at it again, but go at it from a different perspective. I think what's beautiful about doing these lives and doing all these other things with my gifting, and also just the videos and the comments that I get on my videos, like, wow, that was beautiful. And I think what we're doing is that we're giving people a template, and we're also giving people a word picture. So we're giving people some distinction in a word picture and a template, so that they can see from their point of view and be like, oh, this person's reflecting something back to me and I resonate with it. And it doesn't mean you have to resonate with everything that I say, or like see me on a live and do what I do, because then that would be stupid and I wouldn't have a reason to do the lives that I do and the like giftings that I do. But it's like seeing everybody do their own kind of thing. So you see like, okay, this person has this truth and this person has this gift, and we're all just co-creating and seeing ourselves as energy and respecting ourselves and loving ourselves, but also we're seeing ourselves how we want to be seen. So always try to see yourself encompass in a much different light than you generally see yourself, because then you're seeing yourself as energy. You're seeing yourself as a prophetic vision, a dream, and you're the dreamer that allows everything to happen within the dream. And I think that's what's beautiful about because you see that when we're channeling, or when we're talking, or when we're channeling our higher selves or channeling a being, what we're doing is that we're taking that knowledge and we're breaking it down and actually bringing it to a grounded level. So you see that it doesn't matter if we agree to disagree, because that's not what the point is about consciousness, about meditation. But it's seeing that you're just going to put yourself out there, you're going to lay it all out on the line, and you're just going to see what happens. And I feel like if we don't ever take that chance, or we don't ever take that leap of faith, we're really not going to see ourselves as energy. We're not going to see ourselves as consciousness. We're not going to see ourselves as progressive energy. That's why I did a video earlier, seeing ourselves as energy, because I think a lot of people think that they can just like see themselves as worthy, as this, as loved, as that, and that, and that's okay. But if you can see yourself as the ultimate truth, as the ultimate gift, as the gateways that opens different portals, as the consciousness that created yourself, if you can see yourself as that, then there's no question. And whatever you deliver, whatever you relay, whatever you're putting out there, you're sending out those good signals and those good vibes and that good energy. So when we're projecting in a much positive way, instead of projecting in a negative way, like I hate that person sucks, because you're redirecting the attention and the focus on that other person, right? So now you gotta take something off of yourself. You gotta redirect the focus off of yourself and find something to do, and find something that inspires you, and then you do it, and it brings you so much more joy, because for a moment you're taking time just not thinking, and just thinking about yourself or your problems or your worries or anything. So then you're redirecting the focus of like service to others, but it's not necessarily like you're going to build someone's house in a sense, but it's really like you can receive from someone from a phone. You can watch someone's video. Like I watched this Tony Robbins video for 15 minutes, and it blesses me immensely, because what he says resonates, but also it's just like he was channeling prophetically, like right then and there. And at that split moment, that message and that truth that he was laying was just like an energetic download, and there was some encrypted decoding and encoding that you can see within that embodiment of truth and resonance and power. So whenever we're channeling or doing our gifts, we don't realize what we're doing when we're giving like light language and stuff, because I had to do light language in order to like embody my divine feminine. So like you don't realize how many languages that's being translated in, but also the codes and the energy that's being relayed within that light language and that channel. So someone can see us on a live feed and they're like, oh, they're just channeling, they're just on the camera being silly, but you don't realize what you're doing for the entire universe. You're opening up the doors for the entire universe. You could be clearing the decks for the entire collective, and you don't even realize what you're doing. And it's just seeing yourself like, okay, this is all energy. I think that it's physical. I assume that it's physical, but it's really not what it seems, because it's mysterious. And that's why the spiritual journey is mysterious, because that's why there is a seeking impulse. That's why there's questions. That's why there's reception and healing. And like I walked down my wooden path after I did some videos, and there was just such a healing energy of resilience, of clearing, of cleansing as I was walking like through the woods. And it was beautiful because it was very emotional, but it wasn't like I was being emotional and it was like painful or like in a suffering manner or feeling sorry for yourself. But like when we're healing and integrating or meditating, we're just recalibrating, and we're seeing ourselves as energy again. We're seeing ourselves as a consciousness again. And it's actually tapping into our humanity as we let go of our humanity. I know that might sound like an oxymoron, but you see, like every time that you let go of a toxic nature of being a human, you see like furthermore that you actually tap more into your humanity, because that's how we're designed to be. The human mind is not designed to help us. It actually generates a lot of problems, worry, stress, all these other things. But our heart allows us to keep everything in check. It allows us to follow the things that make us feel loved, the things that really resonate, the things that will take us to many different places. But then once we initiate out of that and step off into a transformation, then we can see that the consciousness is inside of ourselves and that we've encompassed this vessel. So, and it's just like we're realizing the higher self once again, or however your gifting is. Not everybody is the same. You know, I'm not saying that, like, I've been told I could levitate, but have I practiced it for hours? No, because I wasn't interested in it. Find what you're interested in and then just go with it. You know, there's people who are doing things that I wouldn't know how to do at all, you know. But that's the beauty of it. We all have our own giftings and we all have our own energy. And the ability to do so much good and so much love and so much courageousness with that gifting is really seeing ourselves as energy once again. It's not seeing ourselves as this person. I'm not the person in the hat, in the baseball cap, or the t-shirt, or doing anything. I'm not that person. I'm not that person. I wasn't that person before I awakened, you know? And we just have to see that we are not what we assume ourselves to be. We are not the illusion that we assume to be. And there is a way that you can assume what you are with the law of assumption, because you're like assuming that you are all the things that represent who you are, that is generating that prophecy, that is generating that energy. And you see that that is what is beautiful at the end of the day. It's not about how much you're doing, but it's like what you're doing from that vantage point of becoming that energy. So what you do with your energy, what you do with your time, what you do with your processes, and also just your gifting is the labor of your love, and it is the riches of life. It is the fruits of the Spirit. It's the way of the Spirit and the light of the oracle of love, light, and wisdom that always is generating that sense of calling, that sense of belonging, that sense of love. And it never fails, ever. It never stops. The world is never going to stop. It's always going to keep going because humanity is awakening to this understanding. So humanity is awakening to this understanding, and the world is going to keep progressing, and it's going to keep opening up, and it's going to keep being that channel, because we need to heal the universe in the way that it goes about life and society, money, whatever it may be. We're all healing that. Some of us, like, I know for a fact that I have a hard time letting people, like, gift me something. Maybe not so much, like, beforehand, but I would rather do something for somebody instead of allowing someone else to do something for me. I had a hard time with that because, you know, I used to have a job, and then I would pay for friends' meals and stuff like that, but then I wasn't allowing myself to receive more. But I was giving, but then I wasn't allowing myself to balance it out and receive as well. So there's a fine line, and there's always a fine balance of everything. So we're going to do a meditation. So take part in this meditation with me. I hope the internet connection is good. If one of you could comment in the comment section if the internet connection is good. I see a peacemaker. I would really appreciate it if you would let me know if the internet connection is good. And we're going to do a meditation, so you can take part in this meditation. You can focus on an object. You can dance around, whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter. You don't have to regulate yourself through this meditation. It can be whatever you want it to be, but I want us to see ourselves as energy, seeing ourselves as prophetic, seeing ourselves as truth, and seeing ourselves as the energy of prophetic projection. So if you have the vision can become who you are. And then that vision can realign itself and follow the divine blueprint of your journey. So with this meditation, I want you guys to take a very big, deep breath. Also accept this meditation. And we're just going to sink deeper within ourselves. And I want you to see yourself not as a person, not as a personality, not as an object, not as something less than. I want you to see yourself as worthy. I want you to see yourself as that electromagnetic kinetic source energy. And I want you to see how you can change the polarities with one choice, with one meditation, with one burst of healing, and to see whatever we relay, whatever we ignite out of ourselves, whatever we change out of ourselves, we're always becoming that prophetic vision. We're always redesigning our life, being the architect of our life, and also seeing that when we give truth or when we give meditations or healing of any sort, there is light codes being sent out. There's an energy encoding and decoding the negative energy. So you see that there's always a light stream, and there's always codes, new DNA, also just integrating the shadow as well. So if we can see ourselves as energy, then we're not seeing ourselves as the way that society sees us, or our governmental name, or the hair we have, or how we look. But if we just see ourselves encompassed within that white light, you could be different auras, it doesn't matter, but see yourself as your aura and have an aura cleansing, knowing that we're changing the energy every day, but also we're just looking at our life differently. And we're looking at our life as a way of creating and experimenting with our enlightenment. A lot of us generate hypotheses, a lot of us are generating theories. But once you just get past that and you just generate the truth that surpasses all understanding, and you just feel the power that is present, that is here, that has already allowed you to become free will. And then every day you choose to empower yourself and know that you have a choice, know that you have a calling, and knowing that you're being of service to others even though you're not in physical contact with them. Like with this meditation, we could be helping someone in Dubai or Beijing or something. And we don't realize as we're connecting and meditating with each other that we're just connecting to the flow of energy, to the fluctuation of energy, to the stream of consciousness, just tapping into that frequency. But it's true, utter allowance. When you have utter allowance, that means you allow for everything. But we don't run away from things, we run towards things. And I think that's what's beautiful, is that we're not running away, but we're running towards it, willing to be cognizant about it, willing to look at it, but also not to be afraid to reveal ourselves. Just be out in the open and just be yourself. I think that's what's beautiful, is just being ourselves, being our most authentic selves. Because it's not about what we look at like on the outside, but it's about what we look like internally. And then everything else externally will change with that. But it's just fully embracing that inner wisdom, that inner channel. So that you can be a master intuitive. Because when we follow truth, intuition, we allow our wishes or our desires or our dreams to become a reality. And we can pull ourselves closer to that reality. We just become more of an open channel of reception, but also as just following the journey, following the alignment, following the excitement of it. And I think that's what's beautiful about it. The very fact that we get to wake up in the morning, that we have a way to be a difference maker, a way to take our mind off of ourselves, but give ourselves self-care and self-love and not mistreat ourselves, but we treat others the way that we want to be treated and the way that we want to be seen. And we have the utmost respect for energy, knowing that your energy has to be your field and not someone else's or something over here, over there, but it has to be coming from that stream of that river of source, the aqua river flow of God source energy. And you can allow yourself to just be a helper, be a guide, to be a genuine source of energy, to be able to use our telepathy to the greatest of our abilities, and to just have an awareness that surpasses anything. Just choose awareness always, and awareness will always become you. There is nothing right or wrong, and there's nothing good or bad. It's just the difference between light and dark. And as we let go, as we heal, as we transform and transmute and have that transfiguration of the soul every single day, and just allow ourselves to be calm, collected, and confident, and choosing to be bold, choosing to have the will of a champion. To honor our alignment above all else, and always choose that. Always choose to seek, always choose to relay, always choose to be of service to others. And you will become a prophet of this new age. You'll just be another co-creation of God recognizing its own energy. You'll see yourself as God's source energy. And you'll become the oracle of love, light, and wisdom forevermore. Everybody take one last deep breath. So I hope you guys enjoyed the meditation. I appreciate you guys watching. And also thank you for the people who let me know that the internet connection was good as well. And I hope you were blessed by that meditation. And it's just a blessing to do what I do and to be a part of you guys and to see your guys' comments and just to see that people are being interconnected and they're coming back to their source of energy and following their channel and following their desire at the end of the day. And I think that's really what it's about, is just following our desires and following our heart and seeing ourselves as energy, seeing ourselves as an abundant source of energy. So thank you guys so much. You can book private sessions with me, $70 for psychic readings, healings, activations. Also, I have a psychic class for $50 that you can attend as well. And also White Wolf the Oracle, YouTube, Instagram, whitewolf4741, and BitChute, White Wolf the Oracle 23_@. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to do this meditation. It's because of the people, and that's what I love about going live. Even though sometimes it can be a double-edged sword. Because, you know, every time you go live, you're talking about your own journey, but you're also attracting things to yourself. But I love going live and seeing people blessed by what I do, but also just allowing God's source energy to use me as a vessel of a good nature. So thank you guys so much. God bless you. It was a pleasure to be an entity of love and light for you.